So this is Meemo, and the first thing we're going to work on is attention. Because if you don't have that connection and that attention between you and him, then it's really hard to take his attention off all the other things in the environment that are so distracting to him. And what we don't want to do is we don't want to always have to be calling attention to us. We want the dog to defer attention to us. So the way we start this is we have food, and he knows I've got food. I'm going to stand on his leash to stop him from jumping. Just let's take that out of the equation. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show him that I have a piece of food that he wants, and I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to ignore everything he does to try and get the food until he looks at me. When he looks at me, I'm going to say yes, yes, and give him the food. So what he's learning is letting it go and deferring to me brings the food to him. Yes. Now, it's probably hard for you to see on camera that he's looking at me, but you're waiting for eye contact. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Oops, hang on. Sometimes he drops the food when I give it to him. He's not always good at taking it out of my hands. Good boy. So this is just pepperoni that I'm using because it's pretty high value and it smells really good, so they really like it. So it's a little bit more attention here. Yes. Good boy. And because it's people food and he hasn't touched it yet, I can bite off small pieces when my hands are busy. Good boy. Yes. I'm just going to take that anyway. Sorry, bud. I'm just going to take that anyway because he did look at me. Yes. I'm going to take any attention that he wants to give me. So the reason we do this is because down the road, this is your cat, your blowing leaf, your traffic, your skateboard, your other dogs. We're teaching the dog, this is a resource. Let it go. We're teaching him how to give up attention. And it's the basis of your come when called as well, because if you think about it, what are dogs doing when we call them to come? They're usually chasing something or playing with something or rolling in something. Very seldom are they actually standing looking at us, waiting for us to call them to come. They're always busy. So the first thing they need to know how to do in order to come is they need to be able to let go of attention to what has their attention. So we start here. You know, you can't teach come in the moment. You know, when he's already chasing a squirrel, that's too late. So we got to teach this detachment here. So show the food. Yeah. Yes. Good boy. And you notice I'm not calling his attention to me. I'm waiting for him to offer it to me. Yes. That's a good man. Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good man. Very good, Meemo. Good little boy. Yeah. So then the next step from the attention is I want to move around a little bit. We want to get to polite leash walking. So the way I'm going to get to polite leash walking is I'm just going to move around a little bit. Yes. See if he keeps his attention on me if I move. Yes. Not very far. Yes. Boy. Yes. And gradually I'm just going to grow this to walking farther and farther. Yeah. Boy. Yes. Yes, good boy. So we just gradually add more footsteps. So now I'm going to leave the food in my pouch, not in my hand, and we'll see if we can get a little bit farther with the food just in the pouch. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. Good man. Good man. Very nice. Aren't you the smartest puppy ever? What a good boy. What a very good boy. Yes. Good boy. So we did quite a bit of walking there before we had the yes and the food. Good man. Should we try that again? Let's go. Good boy. Good boy, yes. Very nice. Good boy. Yes, Meemo, sit. Good boy. Very nice. That was just lovely. And we'll give you a jackpot for that. Very nice. Good boy. So it's a question of, oops, keeping connected to him. Talk to him. Yes. Good boy. You're doing a great job. I'm saying let's go when I first start walking. And then I'm saying to him close. I'm using that cue just to mean stay close to me. If I don't want him close to me, I can say, okay, go sniff. You have free time. But close is a nice neutral word. You don't use it for anything else. So I'm just saying close. I don't really care for family pet dogs. I don't care if he walks on the right or the left. Traditionally, dogs work on the left. That has nothing to do with anything except back in the day, obedience was military and you carried your gun on the right, so you had your dog on the left. That's where that comes from. It's just silly tradition. But for real life, whether the dog walks right or left, it doesn't matter. And in fact, I don't care if they change sides, as long as you're staying a little bit close to me, because this is not healing, this is just polite leash walking. Don't drag the mama down the street. So he's doing fantastic on this. So now the way we're going to teach him to come, you're going to have to do lots of this at home, and I'm going to send you some notes too. The way we're going to teach him to come is, remember, we said come is also about letting go of the environment, letting go from what has your attention. What I'm going to do here is, my role is I'm going to show the dog a piece of food, and I'm going to say come, and I'm going to feed him beside me. Take one step back, that's it. Because if I can't get him to come and turn and focus on me right here up close and personal, what chance do I have of getting him to turn and pay attention to me if he's out there looking at a squirrel? So the way we're going to start this is I'm going to get Meemo to sit facing the same way as me. Sit. Good boy. Uh-oh. Let's get him facing the right way. Sit, or I'll adjust to him for a minute here. Okay? So I'm going to go come. Yes, he's a little confused on this still. He doesn't have the really good turn yet, but we'll try again. We'll try again. Sit. Sit. Come. Yes. Good boy. There we go. Okay, so he's only been here a couple of days. We really haven't had, like, in a couple of days to a week, it's not enough time to fully instill everything. They're just learning, what they've learned so far is the basic mechanics. And now you're going to go home and you're going to work this stuff to make it really good. And Margaret can help you with it, because we all do the same thing. So let's get him facing the same way as me again. And come. Yes. So I call this exercise turn and target. So I'm the dog, I hear come, I turn, and I target my handler's hand and get my food. You want to do 100 turn and targets in a week. And you want to do turn and target until you can't even get the whole word come out before that dog's head is spinning on a dime. So we want to make come to be almost like a hypnotic suggestion, you know? If I say Mississippi, you'll cluck like a chicken. You don't think about clucking like a chicken. It just happens when you hear the word Mississippi. So we want the same thing to happen with the dog. When he's playing, he's doing whatever, he hears come. What? The minute he hears the word come, his head turns and looks for you. And we want it to be like a hypnotic suggestion. We don't want the dog to be thinking about it. If the dog is still thinking about how to respond, he's not quite there yet. So you got to do lots and lots and lots and lots of turn and targets. And it's so simple. Get him turning here, turning away from something here up close, and then we can work it on distance. So I'm going to try a few more turn and targets with this little guy. He hasn't quite got it yet. He's kind of still wondering about the process. But as I say, he hasn't been working on it for very long. We're kind of packing a lot into a short space of time for you, so that you have some stuff to go home and work with. So let's try Meemo again. Come on, Baba. Come on, baby cakes. Ready? Ow. Ready? Come. That's a bit better. Good boy. Good boy. Ready? Come. Yes. Good boy. Come over here. Let's try to do it. Face this way. You've got to be facing the same. It's important that you're facing the same way, so that there's a need for him to turn. Come here, honey. Come here, buddy. Come. So he's a little confused right now. Good boy. So, come. Oh, there we go. That's okay. He's a little confused by this still. He hasn't quite got it. Good boy. Ready? So, probably can't get his attention off me now. Let's do a come for. But a come for would be when I can't get his attention off me. Come for would be when he floats out ahead of you and you say come. But that's okay. We can still use this nice polite leash walking. We can go here. Come. Yes. So we can use just walking to get him to turn around. Good boy. Come. Yes. The main thing is coming is about turning. Where are you? There you are. Okay, let's go back here a little bit so we have some more room. Good boy. Good boy. Come. Let's go. Come. So I'm just going to practice this a few times just to get him the idea of turning when he hears come. Good boy. Let's go. Come. Good boy.